tonight?
Yeah,
I know I know that you've really enjoyed it. I know that Jana's really enjoyed it. I think it's been your favorite chapters segment so far.
they're fantastic.
All right, we are up and running. Hooray. How about you, Zake? How are you feeling about the nightmare?
Uh, you know, my life's a nightmare. So
That was very Duncan-esque.
I had a little too much to drink yesterday,
Oh no.
and
How was your Sunday morning?
not enough to eat.
Was there a
Uh,
was there a golf tournament or something? What's going
there
on?
there was a golf outing, and
Uh,
I told my team I would shotgun a beer for every birdie we made. We had 8 birdies,
wow.
um, and then I kept drinking. Whistled a little beef yesterday afternoon.
Ooh.
Wasn't
Mm,
much beef. It was mostly
just whistling.
just whistling.
Well, let's move on from that because I've had enough of that already. You know what we're gonna do first? Um, we are going to feature this art. Check this out. This is Ethan's art.
What the
Heck yeah.
It's pretty great. So I think I can't read the thing,
Jesus?
um, but I think Ethan said that this was a lore swapped D&D party,
Mm.
which okay, if you've been following in Discord, I've been writing up the adventures of Rabbit Poop Man and the Creepers. I think this is Rabbit Poop Man and the Creepers. I think this is them. I'm not 100%. So hold on, let me check chat because I think they're all in here. Yes, yes, okay, awesome. Yes, Ethan has confirmed. Ethan, whose name here is Cat Dog Island. Wow, Cat Dog Island. That's wow. I wish I hadn't read that. I don't answer questions about time travel. Thank you, the great Payday Man. We agreed at the beginning of this. Okay, so here's my question. Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. Here's my question about Rabbit Poop Man and the Creepers. Um, is this originally a D&D game? Is it an ongoing D&D game or is it another system? Is it a TTRPG of another system? It is a D&D game. Okay. I love these characters. I love the way that you've drawn them. Okay, very good. Yeah. Well,
That character sheath that sword.
yeah, how do you sheath that sword? That's a really good. Maybe you can't sheath that sword.
I mean, it's an amazing sword. I want it. I just want to know the process of sheathing it so when I get it, I can sheath it in Walmart.
It goes on his spine. It is his spine.
What?
That's the spine of that. I think that's Rabbit Poop Man. Oh, who's my favorite character, by the way? So far. Yeah, these are great. Okay, I'm putting it all together now. I love this. This is great. Oh, the DM showed up too. Welcome, Molly Pop. Good to have you here. All right, so Ethan, which character do you play? Oh, wait, anyone who's in chat who plays one of these characters, you should say so now. Okay, you play Masha. That's the one with the pirate patch right here. She's the fox.
Is the
Okay.
chat talking about Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback of the Jaguars?
I don't know. Maybe. She's usually in a blue costume. All right. The purple guy that looks really moist all the time. Oh, this one right here, maybe. Yeah, looks like he was at sea. Oh,
Emily is
dude,
a
Rabbit Man, Rabbit Poop Man is here today. This is the best.
Oh, that's what that is. Those are ears.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rabbit Poop Man. Poop's gold. I mean, I don't. Pretty freaking great if you ask me. Okay, very good. Oh, this one is a companion. All right, very good. Excellent. Somali Pop gets to play lots of characters. So it's a 5-person game. The Spicy Orange is number 6 on good days. Um, so I imagine that managing a group of 5 to be, to be pretty great. Trevor Lawrence is the best D&D character. I don't even know what the Great Payday Man has something to say.
I mean, I think if you designed a D&D character based on like a Trevor Lawrence skin, it would be a pretty cool D&D character. So like I can follow that far.
Yeah, he looks like a D&D character. Ethan, thanks for bringing everybody on here today. Everybody that popped in, I'm glad to finally have met you virtually, and I'm looking forward to the next Ethan Doodles so I can keep narrating your adventures. And also, there is a free dice bag to give away later this evening if you want to show up for the raffle, which I roll a dice and give a dice bag to someone.
I'm sorry, I have one more question.
Yeah, ask away.
Is that a tail coming out of that fox lady's head, or is that her hair that's dyed to look like a tail? Does she have a head tail?
Is that okay? All right, that's hair. This hair that goes all the way down, and is this part tail?
Oh,
It's
okay, those are two separate parts.
I think they're parts.
Sorry, I didn't see the subtle color switch.
2 tails and 1 long
Mhm.
hair. All right, this is two tails to match the 2 wings of her. This is the one that watches, I think, if you know what I mean. You
I'm
know what I mean.
terrified about knowing what you mean every time.
Um, Ethan, do you have a place where you want to plug your art to the people who are watching now? You could put like a little link up to your art website or space, or if not, then I can just direct everyone to the Discord, which I should do anyway. Hold on, let me do that real quick. That's the Discord, everybody. You deleted your art accounts because it made me want to explode myself with bombs. That is really unfortunate because your art is fantastic and I enjoy it and everyone else enjoys it. And also, look, it connected me with Rabbit Poop Man and also Mollipop, which are 2 great names and also great people. Yeah, that's what the Discord server is for. It's for art. And also to, give away free prizes. So I'm glad all these D&D players are here so that they can enter to win free prizes. All right. I'm gonna leave this art up just because I like it as a background for a minute or 2 more. But we also need to do a recap because shit has been busy and you guys have been in a nightmare. Um, no Gelidus tonight, but we will have Ezra as soon as he is done cleaning up, he said. Everyone's got to do chores. Um, so I will do a little. Oh, people like Keizo. They want to see Keizo. Well, Keizo's a very good doggo. We'll try to get him in screen here if the camera can focus on him.
We'll move the camera.
All right. Yeah, there's the real star of the show right there. Look at that doggo. Keizo's a good boy. Okay, so the spicy oranges, that's you guys, have been in the nightmare. and some crazy shit's happened in the nightmare. Last week we went to all of your individual nightmares. How was that?
Really nice.
Yeah? Do you want to talk about what yours was like?
Mine was basically there was just a bunch of me around, and they were kind of just repeating what I said, and then they started fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I pulled this incredible combat move where I held Derwin's hand until they all killed each other.
Yeah, that's sadly true. Yeah, that's actually what happened. Is that there was hand holding, and that's what saved people. Uh,
Not
no, you're right. You're actually, you know what? I take that back. It was a wonderful gesture. It was probably the softest, kindest moment that Dirk and Zerwin have shared. And I'm not going out on a limb here when I say I think I felt something there. I think I felt a little something there.
I mean, to be fair, we don't actually know, other than Dirk, if the real Dirk came out of that room.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have
no.
no idea.
Isn't that the best?
to be fair, that's how I feel every time Zerwin comes out of a room.
Is that the real Zerwin?
Mhm.
You have no object permanence. You're just like, oh my god, it's Zerwin, he's back.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, Elsa, what was Jana's personal hell like?
Jana's nightmare is that there were giants eating stew made of children, and her children had been baked into bread, which was terrible, but also her ex-husband and mother-in-law, which was okay. And then we found the figurine, we tried to run away. One of the giants stomped on Zerwin, and at that point we figured out that they did a nightmare thing where as soon as we fought back, we discovered they were just ordinary dudes. And so we killed them all.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that there was yet another Zerwin butter incident in that. He does find a way to make butter work for him in a lot of really unfortunate ways.
That was entrapment. You can't just put a giant butter on right in front of us as if that's not gonna do anything.
Yeah, okay. Fair. I didn't actually put butter there. I put a giant loaf of bread, and you were like, "Is there butter there?" And I'm like, "Actually, yes, there would be butter there. Of course, that makes sense." And then it got out of hand. Um, anyway, there was a giant foot-smelling loaf of bread that also sounded like screams, so that was fun. Um, and Ezra's not here, but can anybody remember what Ezra's house was like?
Ezra's had a book on the table, and the covers were his parents, and the inside each page was a time when he had done something wrong or dumb, and he defeated it by ripping all the pages out and burning them.
Yeah, okay, good. Um,
I read
And
it. It
then
was not a good book.
Yes, Zerwin had probably the least helpful comment of all time when he read the book and said, "This book sucks." And then you went outside, as you did, between houses, and the mattress man was there. You guys remember the mattress man? He's like your favorite NPC. Um, he was there, and Dirk. What did you do, Dirk? What did you do?
I detected his thoughts,
And
which meant that I passed out and went to the Shadow Realm, which is essentially just Trash Mountain
you went
with bad lighting.
you went to a different place, but you don't know it was the Shadow Realm.
Right, yeah. I went to another place which was just a bunch of trash, like civilization had happened there, and it was filled with awful things. And I stabbed a guy in the eyeball.
Very good. Yeah. Um, okay. The group is now ready to proceed. And just to remind everyone, the reason you went into everyone's personal hell was to gather the little figurines that each of you gathered that fit into the well, which is currently holding prisoner a small child who is in some way being tortured, you think, because you keep hearing him yell and scream and cry. We good? We all ready? All right. You have the figurines. You have the freedom.
Wasn't there one more house?
There was one more house, but
We
yes,
have. There were 7. There were 7 spots on the well, right, for figurines.
Yeah.
I thought there was 6. Was there 7? Well, I thought there was 6, but maybe there was 7. But anyway, one of you got 2 figurines.
Yes, Jana got 2 figurines. And we assume the last house is going to be Owen's nightmare. I don't know how we.
Yeah, there should be enough for every party member plus 1 is how many spaces there were, which in theory should be 7. You're right. I'm math, adding simple addition. What time is it? Where am I? There is one more house. Would you like to enter? Because I have to tell you something kind of important, which is that when you go back out into the square, Dirk is missing. You left him unconscious next to the well, and now he's not next to the well.
Does it look like? Can I do like an investigation to look if he was dragged away?
You can.
I got an 11.
You don't see anything.
Can I do an investigation too?
You can. The sort of like swampy ground is even around the well where it's relatively firm, is sort of sparsely, vegetated and a little muddy. What'd you get?
22.
He definitely was not dragged from here. You're pretty certain. You're not sure exactly what happened to Dirk. There are no marks. What you can see with a 22 is the indentation where his body landed in the semi-firm ground, and there are no footprints around it, and there are no marks anywhere. But also, the mattress man is now missing. You don't see him anywhere.
I'm gonna tell Zerwin that. Well, and the rest of the party. What do you think? Should we try to finish up these houses?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to do.
Mm.
Although I think we're going to need Dirk's figurine. He's not here anymore.
At the least. Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's go in the other house.
Okay. The other house's door is locked. When you try the door, the mattress man basically teleports to be right next to you. And as always, his entrance, is the same. So get us, and then he vomits out a black covered toe.
Do you have Dirk? I'm gonna take that as a yes. Is he safe? Okay.
But this time the mattress turns away from you and slowly makes its way back towards the well. This is different behavior.
Can we see what's on the back of the mattress now?
Yes.
What's on it?
Nothing.
Like, how do the chains work?
They disappear into the mattress on the sides.
Gotcha.
It's not like a real thing. It's a nightmare.
Dirk's not attached to the back.
It's a reversible Dirk. There's a mattress man chained with his eyes, and on the other side is just Dirk being like, "Hey." Reversible Dirk.
Character.
Is the door still locked?
That's so. putting the school right.
I wasn't asking him. I'm
Is he still
checking to
sort
see
of
if the
going towards
doors.
the well?
Sorry, one at a time. Yes, the door is still locked. What'd you say, Jenna?
Is he still sort of going towards the well?
Yes, and he's turning back now towards you guys, and then turning back towards the well.
Should we see what he wants? All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I'll follow him.
Okay. Dirk's figurine has been placed inside the well. And there's another figurine. It's of Tiberius. It's in the well also.
Wait, it's in the well or it's
It's
in
in
one
the
of the
it's
little...
in one of the little niches. Excuse me.
All right. Well, let's throw our little guys in there then.
Okay, you hear the sound as soon as you guys start putting your little figurines in. You hear the sound of Dirk screaming, like panicked, painful screaming, and it's coming from in the well. Oh, we can't actually hear you, but that would have been great.
Okay.
You're gonna put all the pieces in?
Yep.
Okay. The screaming intensifies and then ends abruptly.
Eh.
And then Dirk, you know where you are and what's happening. And then
Got it.
it sounds like combat is happening. And then as you place the last, like now that you've heard Dirk screaming and like the sounds of combat, you're like shoving the little figurines in as fast as you can go, and the top of the well like completely evaporates, and it's not a well at all. It's just a hole in the ground. And in that hole in the ground, you can see Dirk along with Tiberius. And in the bottom of that hole, with Dirk and Tiberius, are a shit ton of little red-green, goblin-esque old men things. They're like little old men the size of in proportion of goblins, with like two big mouths and like really wrinkly skin.
Wait, two is in the number two
N-
or excessively big mouths?
TOO.
TOO.
Okay, sorry.
Where would the other? And just out of curiosity, in your envisioning of this, where was the other mouth?
I was trying to place it. Is it like a like they're off center or like one is up on the cheekbone? Look, all I'm saying is that you can't be like the chains turn into the mattress, and also how could you possibly imagine they would have two mouths?
I didn't say that. I just was curious as to where the other mouth goes.
I'm feeling attacked.
How many? So is it like an uncountable number of these things?
You can't. It's really dark down in there, and remember, the dark vision doesn't work properly in the nightmare. But there's at least 50 of them, and Dirk has smashed one's head open against some sort of wall, and now he's like stepped between. He's put Tiberius behind him, and has stepped between Tiberius and the scores of little angry, hungry
Where
old
are they
men.
coming from? Can we see where they're coming from?
No, because you're only looking through a hole down from the top. So you can actually only see like as many as
How
your
far
first
down
class.
is it?
Maybe 15 feet. It's not far.
All right. I pull my axe out. I fucking jump down there.
Can we see what the side of the hole is like? Like, am I going to be able to climb back out again?
Well, so you're kind of looking over, like the hole is as big around as a well ought to be, like 6 feet, right, in diameter. Your view is slightly obstructed when the barbarian, the purple dwarf barbarian drives in. Dirk, you are greeted by a slightly slightly dairy smelling dwarf
Ahoy!
who joins the fray. Oh no, we can't hear you, Dirk. You're like muted or something.
What the heck?
Oh, go ahead, try it again.
Do you never throw a rope?
And Elsa, now that now they're both down there
Yeah.
fighting, you can see
Wait,
that like
did I not breath weapon these assholes?
oh no, you crisped about a dozen of them.
Okay.
There's a series of corpses around. Dirk has been fighting for a couple of minutes, maybe, well, maybe a minute. Dirk now has a collection of like bite marks and claw marks. All these things aren't carrying weapons. They're just like they're like two like and they have like really dirty fingers that end in like really sharp nails. So like the cumulative effect of hundreds of these teeth and claws getting at you. Elsa, you also notice that Tiberius has some sort of weird lump thing on his back. And as you're like peering down, the entire ceiling collapses and drops all of you inside. And the good news is that that kills a lot of the little dwarf, like the little old men goblin things. The bad news is now that you're down there and there's a lot more light coming through, there's got to be 500 of these things. So, um, does anyone have a plan for how to fight 500 little angry goblin men things?
I've got wind wall.
No, that's not bad.
Are we like in the middle of a big room? Or are
No,
we sort of against a wall?
you're sort of against the wall, yeah.
How
Right.
big is the big room?
Now that like 20 feet of sunlight, well, sunlight, the murky gray, outer light has come in. It looks like this room is probably 100 feet in diameter, and there is a tunnel, and like these little men, these little goblin weird things are streaming out of this tunnel towards you. They make like these like noises. They come at you, and there's like a lot of them, so it's like a big rumbling.
Thank God none of our magic users are here.
I'm a magic user. I use magic. I have wind wall.
He's got wind wall.
Yeah, I make a wall of wind. These
Yeah.
things are small.
Well, I'd like to stem the tide of them first.
Hmm.
If it's a 100-foot room, I would suggest a fireball.
Have you got a giant cork?
No.
This is the nightmare.
This is the nightmare.
This is the nightmare.
I could summon beasts and put an elephant in the hole.
I actually admire the creativity of that. That's interesting. You're gonna plug the cave entrance with an elephant. Yeah.
There's nothing else in the cave. It's just a 100-foot room with a tunnel.
Well, there's a bunch of wreckage that just fell from the ceiling.
Yeah, there's dirt and stones and shit. There's a lot of these guys. They're like, every one that you hew in half with your axe, Zerwin, seems to be replaced by two more. They're starting to bog you guys down, just like a little at a time. You see that Skip has like thrown like a cloak, his cloak over Tiberius, and is like standing over Tiberius's body, like just hacking and slashing at anything. Um, I'm assuming that you're gonna use a rage, Zerwin, for this, or no? You don't have to.
I mean, are we in combat?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna make you roll 100 times, kinda.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if I have a rage left.
All right.
We haven't taken a short rest in a while, or a
Yeah,
long
if you
rest
don't
in a
have any
while.
left, don't. If you don't, you don't. Owen has stepped up and is using his shield to try to keep Ezra alive, because Ezra's kind of the most vulnerable. Ezra is trying to cast some sort of spell, but it's not working. And Gelidus is also trying to cast some sort of spell, and it is not working. You're not sure why. You all actually feel a little bit sick, like a little nauseous, as if you almost want to vomit.
We should get out of this hole. Priority number 1: get out of the hole.
All of you can make perception checks. Dirk, you have advantage on this check.
I have advantage.
Everyone
on
else
a
has
perception
disadvantage.
check?
Yes.
Jesus, that's just unfair. I don't need it. That's a 29 on a nat 20.
Okay. Everyone else has disadvantage.
16.
16?
Yep.
Okay. You notice also, Zerwin. The mattress man is leaning over the edge of the hole, and he's he he's watching. And the way that he did before. Dirk, you recognize this look though. This is like he wants to do something, but he's terrified.
I got a 30.
Yeah, you notice the same thing.
Okay.
Mattress man is there.
Can we throw a rope up to Mattress Man or something?
You can try. Problem is, every time you try to get in your pack to grab a rope, you just sort of get like bogged down by these goblin thingies. What's your strength, Dirk? You have a lot of strength, right?
Yeah, I have
17 maybe.
19.
19 maybe, an odd number, teen, high, yes?
19 high.
Yeah, you're throwing these guys off left and right.
I mean, what are we gonna get this guy to do? I'd try to throw him a rope if I'm throwing these guys off.
Okay. You manage to get your rope in your hands. You don't have anything to like tie on the end, so you like kind of just chuck it, and it like hits the hits the mattress man in the face. But he doesn't really have his arms, so but it does seem to have some effect on him. And all of a sudden, he's down there next to you, and as
Mhm.
soon as he hits the ground, all of these little fuckers turn and run from him. Um, and like chains, like the chains that are attached to his wrists and ankles, shoot out. And there's all of a sudden way more chains. And they're just like lacerating these things into tiny little pieces. And the mattress man, it's like chains are like whirling around, and he's like, and like there's pieces of these little dwarf goblin things flying all over the place. And then they all just start screaming, and they turn and disappear into the darkness.
Jesus.
Dirk, are you okay?
No. No. Are you what? Yeah. Yeah. No.
Where'd you go?
Are we gonna do this here? Can we go?
Go where?
Are we still in a well?
Oh, yeah. As you watch, the ground swallows back up. A little well gets in place, and it's capped.
Good point, Dirk. All right, I want to do investigation to see if there's anything else in this room besides us and the mattress man and dead goblins.
Go ahead. So weirdly enough, even though it should now be completely pitch black, it's actually there seems to be an ambient light. The mattress man, when like when the top starts swelling shut, he goes to like escape and leave you and can't get out. And he bounces back down. And now he looks fucking scared. And he like vomits out a little bile covered nose.
Okay. I rolled an 8, so I don't think I saw anything.
No, you don't see anything.
Okay. I'm going to check on Tiberius.
Sure. The boy. Oh, you know what?
What?
What what kind of irresponsible DM am I? Let's do this properly. I apologize, friends.
Oh, good. This sounds good.
I couldn't find a picture that suited me for Mattress Man. I did scour the internet, and I even used AI, which I hate using and I never use. But I really wanted a good visual of the Mattress Man, but nobody could do the Mattress Man justice. But this is Tiberius. And you've seen Tiberius from afar before. Thank you, Foxy Proxy. That was terrifying. Also, hello, Kissy Kissy Ippa. First time. Welcome. This is Tiberius. Tiberius is. He looks like thin somehow. And pale and really, really tired. He's covered in cuts and bruises. His beautiful, royal clothing and leathers are torn to shreds. He's wearing rags now that are all dirty. Um, and he is terrified, and he has some sort of like black shadow attached to his back.
Can we look at the shadow to see more about that? Sounds
Um,
bad.
yeah, you can examine the shadow. What would you? It looks. So shadows are cast by objects, right? When light can't pass through them. This is more like you know, the light is just like a black hole, more like, right? Like the light is all being sucked into this one spot. And it's sort of like I don't know. I'll tell you what. We'll give you a real slim chance to try to recognize something about this if you want to roll me. How about just a raw intelligence roll, if anybody's interested? Otherwise, it just looks like Actually, Ezra can roll at advantage on this. Everyone else has to roll at disadvantage on this.
Doesn't that just mean that the disadvantage from my exhaustion is canceled out?
Yes.
So I just roll once? Awesome.
Yes. But you're gonna roll your intelligence.
Just raw
Just a
intelligence or STO?
raw. How friggin' smart are you?
Uh,
I rolled a critical failure.
oh, I opened the wrong
Nice.
version of my character.
So this, Zerwin, you're pretty sure that this lump resembles like really clearly a giant pancake, not dissimilar from the ones that Chuckles used to make at his house.
I poke it.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. The purple-haired dwarf barbarian pokes it.
19, by the way.
It burns like white fire, and you lose a hit point. Ezra, 19.
Yep.
Remember when you died? remember,
I remember.
when you died?
I remember.
Yeah, I think about that all the time. I don't think I died. I think I got knocked unconscious. But thanks, everyone.
Remember when you dropped to 0 hit points and almost went to hell? And
Yeah.
that time. And you had a vision of the thing as it was like draining you. That's
my favorite John Carpenter movie.
Yeah, this is the same shape. The thing it's just smaller on Tiberius's back.
Oh. Okay, it's the same shape, but it's smaller, so it looks like a tick.
Yes.
Is it possible for me to tell whether or not it could be removed safely?
It's a shadow.
Okay, it's a shadow. All right. Ezra explains to the group that this is a tick of sorts, a parasite of sorts that is likely draining the energy from Tiberius. I'm guessing because there's a picture of Tiberius here, we found Tiberius.
You did.
I found some apple crisp myself, which
Dirk sort of fell into it.
The apple crisp?
No, to Tiberius.
I took a risk and it paid off, and you call it falling into it.
What was the risk?
I read the mind of the mattress man,
Oh yeah.
and I stabbed my way out of hell.
This is going to be great viewing tonight with me eating apple crisp here. How many viewers we got? 11? Not bad. Shout out to apples. What a fruit.
It is apple season right now. It is not pumpkin season. It is apple season, and I will fight you over this.
By me?
I mean, if you insist.
I don't think I'm that foolish, Bill.
Are you going to tell anyone else what this shadow looks like?
Dude, we just eating apples. What are we doing?
We
He
just
Yeah,
told
did.
us.
I said I told everyone.
Oh, okay, good. Everyone can see now. Now that
Yeah,
he points it out.
don't touch it.
What happened when you touched it?
Fucking hurt.
Like what?
Like white fire.
Are you sure? Maybe you should try again.
I touch it
As
again.
God damn it, Ezra. If I could dock danger awesome points from you right now, I would.
I assume I
mean,
take another
you
hit
could.
point.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, no, that fucking hurts like white fire. I'm pretty sure.
All right.
You need to be responsible with the dumb barbarian. It's like telling your kid to stick a fork in the socket. You sure? Do it again.
I would like. I mean, it's definitely magic. Don't waste detect magic on it, Duncan. All right. Could I do an Arcana check to try to see about removing it?
Sure.
$15 and a 10, so let's go with the 10. And if that's not good enough, I'll re-roll it. You want me to re-roll it?
Wait, a 15 and a 10, and you went with the lower of the two?
I thought all ability checks were at disadvantage now
Oh, yes,
because of our
yes.
exhaustion. Come on, man.
Wait, then why did you roll 2?
Mama didn't raise no fool. She raised 2.
Okay. Uh, I would say, yeah, you don't know for sure. Possibly a remove curse. I mean, it just makes sense that this thing is attached to the nightmare, right?
Also, I don't know if Ezra heard, but when you were casting just a minute ago with all the little goblin guys, you weren't able to cast anything, if my understanding was correct.
When I was casting with all the little goblin guys?
Yes. Right before you got here, we had to fight a bunch of little goblin guys.
Man, I can't believe I missed that. Red caps? Or something else?
I don't know. We don't know what they were.
Old man, and they each had 2 mouths.
And then Mattress Man actually came in the hole and destroyed them all. Like scared the shit out of them. And then destroyed them all. So
Okay.
so we still have light. Dark vision doesn't work. Can I, now that like everybody's run away, can I look around the rest of the room to see if there's any other exits, or is it just the tunnel where the red goblins were coming out of?
There is no other entrance or exit. That's correct. There is just the tunnel.
We should try to get out of here. Dirk's having half a breakdown.
Yeah, can we, is Tiberius unconscious?
No,
No.
no, he's not.
Oh, well, let's just take him and go.
Yeah, Skip has picked him up, and he's like cradling him and rocking him back and forth. And it's gonna go okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And the boy is kind of like half dazed, and every time he starts to close his eyes, Skip's like, no, stay awake, stay awake, stay awake. You have to stay awake. So he's like, occupied.
Can I ask Mattress Man if he'll lead the way, since they seem to be afraid of him? We'll be right behind you, big guy. Yeah.
He kind of like if a mattress standing on end with no legs could shuffle, he'd be shuffling right now
Towards the hole.
towards the tunnel. Yeah.
All right.
He turns back.
How big is the tunnel? Like, can I see past him while he's walking down the tunnel?
Yeah, no, it's a good sized tunnel. It's probably 15 feet. Dirk, you want to say something?
Are we going in there?
Where else do you want to go?
I don't want to. I don't know. Weren't we gonna? Can we? Maybe we should open the. If we get the well, it's just a well, right? If we could just open that up.
How?
I don't know. But you want to? We don't know where that goes. We don't know where that goes. We don't know what's down there. We don't. Anything could be down there.
Technically, we don't know what's up there anymore either.
Are-
Shit's real weird here.
Or what? Or then don't go places. Then don't go.
Let's stay here then, Dirk.
Good. Good. There's nothing here.
You want to stay here? We'll go.
You just leave me here.
No. I'm inviting you to come with us.
You want to go down there?
I do.
Skip
There's
says.
nowhere else to go, right?
Skip says we have to get out somehow. I don't want to go down there either, but we have to get out, and we have to do it before he falls asleep. Because if Tiberius falls asleep in here, he's gone forever.
Yeah.
Can we
Yeah,
see
the only
anything down the
if the
tunnel?
only way to go is down, then let's go.
It's not down.
It's just a tunnel.
It's straight.
We can't see anything down there though.
No. So as you walk down, the down's misleading. As you walk through the tunnel,
There's no down as you walk down.
all right.
All right.
What am I?
We enter
a linguist?
the tunnel.
As you walk through the tunnel, you see it doesn't go that far, but it bends slightly, so you can't see to the
So
end.
it's not even straight.
No. As you come out of the tunnel, there is a wall, and the tunnel splits in two. You can go right or left.
Dirk, you
mattress
go
man-
right. We're all gonna go left.
The mattress man turns to you all, and says, "Let's go sour with it, oh."
Can I roll to see if there's any like traces or anything, or any indication, any way that they're different?
Sure.
Does he want to go? Can we tell which way he wants to go?
He doesn't seem to want to go one direction or the other. He just kind of is looking at you all.
Galadus, can you produce that wooden coin? Oh, here. Thanks for handing it to me.
24.
No. The only thing that's been down here, it looks like, is those little things that you just scared off. And it seems they went equally in each direction.
Okay.
Ezra, excellent. You may have just redeemed the danger awesome point I was going to steal from you.
No, you're gonna end up taking it away from me anyway. But
the coin.
believe me that I will do something to earn it.
Yeah, the coin has gone dull. There is no light.
Can you say that again?
The coin.
Yeah.
It has gone dull, and there is no light reflecting off it.
No matter what I do with the coin.
I don't know. What are you going to try to do with it?
Shine it on my shirt, and then I check again.
Nope, same.
Hold it up, look both sides, rotate it around a little bit. Nothing.
Nope.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
Dirk, which one of these paths are you more scared of?
What?
Which one of these paths would you rather not go down?
Neither. None. Yeah,
Okay.
Do you see
Ezra.
something I don't see?
What if we split up?
What if you flip the coin?
Ezra flips the coin.
It lands tree side up.
Still no shine to it, though?
No shine.
I think it was more of a, it doesn't matter which one we go down. Did you assign the tree side to one of the paths, Jana?
That was the plan. Let's go left.
I'm down.
Okay. You proceed. It goes about 50 yards, and then it forks again. This time straight or right.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
The
Yep.
Kool-Aid Man bursts through the wall.
I missed it. Did we go left or right? I'm sorry, I'm still settling in.
We went left.
Okay, let's go straight then. Let's just always go whatever way is most to the left.
Is
And
it
let you know.
is it a dirt wall?
Nope, it's stone.
Can I do like a history check on the stone to see if it would tell me anything
Sure.
around like who may have built it and what sort of tunnel this would be?
Sure.
I get advantage on this, so I only roll once. And I got a 14.
This was definitely carved by, humanoid hands.
Like how old? Can I tell how old it is, or is that not really a
Fucking ancient.
ancient? Okay, guys, this is a fucking old ass rock. Let's go straight.
Okay. It goes again for another 50 yards, and then it forks again, this time to the right or straight again.
How
Who's going
tall
most?
is the passageway?
It's roughly 20. So as you've progressed, I'm not going to make you roll for this because it's boring, but the right edge of this tunnel is straight now, whereas before it was kind of carved in like a circular. Now the right edge is straight, and every time you peer down one of the right like lanes, it is straight like a hallway in a house, rectangular-ish.
These are spokes. This is spokes. We're on a wheel. It's a
Yeah,
wheel. These are spokes.
and the tunnel that goes straight is curving to the right, even though it's straight-ish.
It's really hard to Zerwin, you can detect that um, you are in fact curving very, very slightly to the right as you walk around and not take the rights. Every time you go straight, there's a 2% grade.
I share that with the group. We are walking a little bit right here.
Yeah, it seems like Dirk might be correct. This might be like almost like a large circle with a bunch of passages that go in toward the center. So
Okay.
maybe we take this right, despite what I said earlier about always taking the leftmost path.
Sure.
Sure.
Down the hallway. I'm sorry, through the hallway. It doesn't go down.
Um, it goes for 50-ish yards and then splits into three ways. You can go straight or left or right.
Probably straight.
Straight. Just keep going.
It goes straight and then it stops in T's. You can go left or right.
Oh. Okay, so that last one, do you think that was in the middle?
No, there's going to be some sort of nightmare in the middle.
I mean,
Well, no. If it tees, then we could have gotten to the other side.
this whole experience for what is increasingly feeling like a number of weeks now has been a nightmare. Hmm.
You do
Let's
hear
go left.
sounds coming
Oh,
from one
where?
direction. Now that you've stopped and been quiet for a second, off to your left there are some sounds.
That way. Please.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
You go left, and then you come to another intersection where you can go left, straight, or right.
Do we see any light sources in any of the directions?
No, there's like a weird ambient light coming from question mark because it's solid stone everywhere, and yet you're not blind.
Where? All right. So it's like the Lost Woods and Zelda. Where's the sound coming from now?
Straight ahead. You're much closer now. It sounds like it sounds like someone running a like piece of metal on leather very lightly. Like you know that leather strap that barbers use to sharpen their blade with? It sounds a little bit like that, only slow.
A strop?
Did I say strap?
Isn't that what it
You-
is?
You did not. That's what it's called.
All right, let's go that way.
Okay. You come to a weird like bubble in the hallway. It's a little room. And in the middle of the room is a little hut with a couple of little windows in it.
All right, does someone want to knock, or are we just gonna barge in like we did last time?
Can I peek through a window?
Sure. Inside the hut, there is a single chair, and sitting on that single chair is a girl of roughly 12 to 14 years old. And she has, in fact, one of those straight edge barber knives, and she's slowly skinning her own face.
All right, guys, we should definitely get in there. I run up and kick the door in.
The door does not budge, even a little bit.
God damn
Ezra
it.
dives in through a window.
The windows don't give.
A lot of oomphs going on out here.
Still can't use magic. Oh, a shrug.
Is it-
Ezra.
Can I try to pull the door?
Yeah.
It was a pull door. No, it's no. In fact, there's no handle on this door. In fact, now that you look, there isn't a door at all. It's just a wall. There's still windows though. Lots of windows now. More windows than there were before. Everyone can see the little girl inside now. She's in a rocking chair.
Do we know this girl?
Nope.
Ezra tries to cast Sorcerer's Burst at one of the windows. Is that a D20 just to see if I can cast it?
Yes.
17.
You cast it. It seems to have no effect.
Despite how much damage I roll. All right. But it doesn't break an illusion this time either.
Um, no.
Now all the
I mean, I
windows are
guess,
gone.
I guess it sort of does in the extent that like, yeah, exactly. Now it's not windows at all. It's just a giant like stone wall.
Cool.
But you can definitely still hear that sound coming from inside those stone walls. Also, the walls are carved with the same runes and pictographs that you saw in the first one. The puppet funnel.
Mattress Man responding to this.
He looks he's not looking at the thing. He's looking down the tunnel further.
I'll look down the tunnel.
He's trying to say something. Awesome. Arroz. He if you guys stare too long at the stone box, he will try to move you along, and so will Skip.
Okay.
All right, let's keep going.
As you pass through that bubble the other direction, you are, even though you've gone forward, you're now back to a spot where you see your footprints.
Which way did we go?
You're now walking the opposite direction that you were a few minutes ago. There is another direction you could go that you haven't taken yet.
Let's go that way.
Let's go that way.
Okay. Essentially, you start to piece together this is a massive maze that is also magical and possibly moving. Over the course of the next like hour or two, just using like your deduction and reasoning, it is not possible for this to happen. You do come to a series of huts. Each hut has another horror in it. One of them has an old man who's bent over a bowl, and his stomach cavity is gone, and his guts are in the bowl. And he's reaching down and eating a piece of his gut every once in a while. That's then sliding down and plopping back into the bowl. Um, then there's a little boy in one of the rooms who's got a stump for a hand that's all sewed up, and on a plate is his hand, and he's slowly cutting little chunks off and then eating them. Um, there is an old woman who is like has like one of those old-fashioned like spin drills and is drilling through one of her own eyes. Um, there's just all sorts of different, wonderful horrors that you pass through. Um, and every time you pass through one or near one and you see something like this, the mattress man is like looking around, looking around. Amaros! 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 And he pukes up some body part.
So it sounds like he's saying Amoros. That name sounds familiar. Or am I?
Does sound familiar.
That definitely sounds familiar to me.
It's so Amaros!
But I'm looking through the notes and I don't see the name. Anything close to that. Ezra is gonna periodically check the coin again.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
you know, you you do hear the whispers of the book calling to you in this place pretty much all the time.
well, all right. Let's break that bad boy out.
Okay. At what point are you gonna break it out? Just like randomly as you're wandering through this giant maze, or sparked by something?
I found it. It is in the notes. Armoros is a potent magic user. Graham Nor, that's Stiggy's dad. Zerwin. I don't know. On my screen, Zerwin's over there. That's who Stiggy's dad is tracking to try to find his daughter. Armoros is at the top of the list of archdevils, resolver of enchantments known for strong magic. He was exiled from hell. Rumors are that Armoros has an interplanar workshop where he conducts magical experiments. He might have wanted demon dragon blood for magic. I wonder if this place is a place that he made.
As soon as you say that out loud, the mattress man goes dead silent, but he gets real close to you. Armoros.
He says it now?
Clear as day.
Yeah. Okay.
You can see when he's crying now.
Can you, is Armoros the only thing that you can say? Ezra asks the mattress man. Or can you say anything else now, too? Nothing. All right. Yeah, Ezra goes to the book. Hey, book.
It opens to Armoros.
Oh, hey. Like, a little guy is in there? Like, is he all folded up inside the book or
Yep, it's
something?
actually Armoros himself lives in your
Yep.
book.
He
Game
was the
over.
one.
Let's start a new campaign.
Is he the one that was inside the sword?
No, that was Gargoth.
Okay. That was Gargoth. Okay. So, and then it's just an article, or it's like an entry about Armoros.
Yes, anything you'd like to know?
Is the name of the workshop that he created the Nightmare?
It is.
God damn it.
He was so obsessed with understanding the nature of magic and what magic really was that he created an entire plane of existence to study it. When he did so, of course, he didn't use magic that existed, but created his own form of magic, which is this magic that you're seeing now, which is why you can't identify it, because what the fuck is this magic? Question mark. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
This entire realm, it seems, is basically his giant experiment to find out how magic works. And it looks like, through some deduction, some reasoning, and some reading of this entry, that he's currently experimenting with pain and suffering and extreme emotional responses to those things, and if they generate magic power on their own.
Interesting.
He is, or was, perhaps the most feared archdevil to ever exist for the other archdevils, because he was the one that could tear them apart with magic. When he was outcast from the hells, it was said he was glad, because it freed him up to do his own thing. And now you see he's created an entire plane. So he has been busy this past few thousand years. This plane is full of nightmares.
Ezra explains all this to the group.
One of the quotes in the content is, if, you might want to write this down, if there is magic in dreams, is there not potency in nightmares?
If there is magic in dreams, is there not potency in nightmares?
Yep. Amorose.
Now he's a philosophizer. Nothing about him making mazes though.
Not in particular, but this one seems to house quite a few of his experiments.
Okay. Is the ceiling stone?
It is. As you continue to walk through, you notice that you're in some sort of massive maze, and it doesn't seem to matter which way you go. It's like this thing is just leading you from one terrifying experiment to the next.
Yeah.
And we're going to take another level of exhaustion.
Sweet. Now what happens?
Oh, good question.
I mean, I'm full of them.
Where did I put my exhaustion rules? So here we go. Oh, this one's the same. Everyone's hit point maximum is halved.
Rough.
So how do we?
Just you don't have to like change out in your character sheet. Just know what your hit point maximum is. Your maximum hit points is now half that.
So because
Half
I'm
your
above
current,
half.
also you should half your current total.
Okay.
Um, however, as you wander, you seem to find a spot you haven't been before, and it looks like it is a long, dark tunnel that's going to open out into something a couple hundred yards down the way.
Onward.
Okay. Dirk, the smell coming from the end of this tunnel is exactly the same as the smell that you would like pervasive when you were in Mattress Man's head. And it also, Jana, the smell is exactly the same as the giant bread. And Zerwin, the smell is exactly the same as the pit where your family was. And Ezra, the smell is exactly the same as the pages of the book burning. And those really powerful triggers all hit you at the same time. And just when that happens, you hear a voice, a woman's voice. It sounds really far away. Someone's definitely calling you.
Only who?
Someone's calling out to you.
Is it? Do we all hear like our names, or is it just someone calling out?
Someone's um, someone's calling out to you individually by name, but it's not. Sometimes you hear Zerwin's name. Sometimes you hear Jana's name. Sometimes you hear Ezra's name, and it seems to be coming not from down the hall, but from the wall, the solid wall next to you.
Should we keep going the way we're going, or do you guys want to get those axes out and try to dig through this wall?
The stone wall. I mean, I'll fucking swing at it.
You're a dwarf. You don't carry around a pickaxe.
I do not.
Racial stereotypes are not welcome here, Ezra.
If I spent
I do
all my
not.
time underground, I'd probably carry around a pickaxe.
I left my family after a long, long time ago. I'm a soldier, and I hit the fucking wall with my axe.
You do that, and there's like a pause in the calling, and then a door opens up in the wall, and someone drops out of it. Would you like to know who it is? It's Linda.
Oh, of course it
She
is.
looks fucking exhausted. She looks battered and sick.
Hey, Linda.
She like gets her bearings and she's like, "Okay. All right. Come with me. Come on. This way."
Uh,
Can I do like a
Before we
perception
go,
check to make sure it's really her?
Yes.
I was gonna ask her a question, but yeah, let's all do our disadvantage perception checks. 15 with disadvantage.
What are you trying to perceive?
If
If
this
it's
is
really
really
her.
Lady Linda.
Okay.
I rolled a 5.
22 with disadvantage.
Yeah. It's her.
It's her.
Linda, before we go real quick, what did we bring you when we first met you?
You brought me the item to be decursed. Now can we please fucking go? Armoros is close.
Okay, yeah, let's get out of here. You lead the way.
She ushers you through the stone door that she's opened. Come on, come on, come on. Bring the boy. Let's go. Hurry.
Okay.
When you're through the door, she closes it behind her and she like says something, and Ezra, you feel a little magic and the door like seals up and you're in a different hallway. And she's like, "Don't run, but don't walk. Like walk as fast as you can, and stay close. Stay. If you could touch each other this whole time, it'd be better. And follow me." She leads you down
Ezra
the
touches
hallway.
Dirk.
It's really dark in here. The ambient light is gone. It is almost completely dark, but there's a very, very faint light coming from Linda herself. We got to make it back to the portal before Armoros finds us.
Did you open the portal?
Yes, I've been. Oh God, how do I explain this? I've been doing a lot of research lately, and it's been making me more and more ill. But I found under Castle Arius, there are a lot of catacombs, and in one of them, I found a door. I've spent years trying to figure out exactly where it goes, and about a month ago, I opened it, and it led me to here. And I've been slowly exploring and trying to get back out again, learning where I am, learning what's going on, and doing a lot of research to figure out what the fuck this place is. And I don't have time to explain everything right now, but Armoros is an archdevil who has escaped hell and has made this his personal laboratory. Please stay with
Yeah.
me.
Oh yeah. You think he's the one taking the kids?
Yes.
Okay. Onward. Trudge, 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 trudge.
As you walk, she's like taking hard rights and hard lefts. And like the terrifying part for the people in the back is it goes completely pitch black dark. And then you come around the corner and you can see just the little light that's emanating from. Do you see the little medallion that she has around her neck? Like that's like emanating just a little bit of like pale, sickly light. Um, she's not moving like she's. It looks like she's moving as fast as she can, which is basically like a walking speed. Um, yeah. At a certain point, she's like, "Do you still have the coin?"
Yeah.
Good. Uh, is the boy okay?
Ezra looks at Skip and Tiberius.
Skip nods.
He's got a blood tick on him. We should probably be able to remove it with remove curse, but we should wait until we're away from the nightmare to do that probably.
Um, if you can get him out of here, it'll disappear. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
it's a manifestation of the nightmare.
Oh, that wasn't true for me.
What?
I have one.
No, you don't.
I had a dream I had one.
I
And it
don't see
seemed,
one.
well, I think they're invisible. Do you see the one on Tiberius? We can see the one on Tiberius,
You
can't
can
we?
well, you could before it was too dark to see anything.
Yeah. The one on me might be from somewhere else. Maybe there isn't one on me. Maybe it was all a dream. Anyway, let's keep going.
Um, as you go for another maybe 15 to 20 minutes, suddenly there's like another glowing spot up ahead, and it looks like what passes for daylight in the nightmare. Um, she leads you down the tunnel, and sure enough, you can see now as you approach the distant light of something like a tunnel that emerges into quote unquote daylight. Um, okay, when we come out, 400 yards on your left, the big island with the big tree. You have to use the coin again. Do you understand? You know how to do this?
Yeah, we remember from how we got in here, essentially.
Okay. Um, she's kind of going over like, all right, when you get back, make sure you go talk to my granddaughter, right?
Okay.
I will have this will take a lot out of me. I will be sick, maybe even unconscious. I was sick before and weakened, and this will take more out of me. Um, please just, she will take care of me. Get the kids safe, and and my suggestion is that You do not go into the catacombs of my castle until I am well enough to go with you. I do have some maps. If you look and as she steps outside the cave, because she's the first one out, a massive clawed hand snatches her off the ground in one swoop, and then like the ground erupts and the tunnel entrance widens, and there is a massive, leathery winged, horned devil, with like a long, dark gray goatee and curiously like eyeglasses, with twisted, curved horns and really big eyes that aren't red in the middle, but are like a purplish almost. Um, and he grabs Linda and like he is probably, I want to say, like 11 or 12 feet tall. He's got the like legs, the backward bending knees, and he takes Linda and just throws her, and she just flies into a tree nearby and slumps to the ground. Um, and then he turns his attention on all of you. Hmm. Why in such a hurry to leave, friends? You have so much to teach me. You've done so much already. Please stay.
You know, I don't think we're gonna.
Oh, but I have so many wonderful things to show you.
Frankly, we've seen enough.
Oh, 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 you've seen only the smallest taste. You haven't even put the flavor of it on your tongue. The suffering is, it is the most potent essence there is. The broken minds, they can generate forever. The bodies are healable. The cycle doesn't have to end. Each of you is a battery that recharges itself.
I still think we should go.
Yeah, sounds right.
Um, oh, but wait. I can also show you how to make magic from almost nothing. A turn of a blade, a twist of a screw, a bite, and then power. Power. Mm, power. What is it that you want, really? Is it to save the children? Fine, I will release children, as many as you want, because that is not the essence. Anything can suffer, anything can create. The children are just little balls of purity, and after some time, and I would wager it would not be nearly as much as you think it would be, you would hunger in the same way, just lesser, just. And as he's speaking, you see Linda has risen up off the ground, and she has pulled the medallion off her neck, and she's like speaks some word, and this massive like bolt of white strikes him in the back of the head, and he turns his full attention to her, and she screams, "Run!"
And we do so, or I do so. I'm
Yeah.
sick of hanging out.
You see the tree. It is exactly where she said it was, maybe a little closer. The combat that ensues between this little old woman and this massive leathery winged demon tears at like the fabric of reality. Um, if there is a fabric of reality in this plane of existence that is mostly nightmares, there is an immense amount of magical power behind Linda. And Armoros at first seems like he's overwhelmed. And she like smashing him down with like bolts of pure energy, just hammering him into the earth. And it sounds like maybe he's like screaming, and then you realize he is screaming, but in this like really creepily laughy way. And every time she's striking him, and even though he's being like driven into the dirt and the mud as you're sprinting through, and like the water is freezing cold, right? Like all the stinging insects are biting you, like the moss is pulling at your face, the branches are swinging at you, there's stuff in the water that you didn't see before. It seems like you're never going to get there. And you turn and look, and Armoros has like swallowed all of the things that she's been shooting at him, and he's like slowly growing even larger and like glowing. And then he like takes his own claws and starts like carving up his own chest and like chewing on his own arms. And this like the pain and the suffering of and all of her power like just make him stronger. And he just like hits her with this massive bolt of like chaotic black. You know what it is? It's the same type of shadow that is the tick on Tiberius's back, and he nails her with it, and it seems to like tear her apart from the inside. She like literally gets like ripped into like ribbons of Linda, and then like sucked in on itself, and she like compacts into like this weird fleshy ball. And just as you make it to the tree, her whole body crumples into this like thing the size of a basketball. And as you activate the key and start ushering everyone through, she becomes a wet plop on the ground as Armros turns to face you. And then you make it through. And this is a really good point to go fill up your water bottles and come right back. I will also return momentarily. I have returned. Zach, am I going to like what's happening in the game or hate it?
I haven't actually been watching it. Last I saw, the Bills were like down 21-3. They're getting shredded. I mean, our defense has a lot of weak spots that I think we've been covering up the last couple weeks, and between Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, they're, that's a tough combo. I think our secondary is not very good.
All right. So,
Well, we gotta find Eartha, because we got bad news for Eartha. We should all probably have a little bit of a lie down.
I'm fighting at like 7 a.m.
I mean, what time is it now? Ezra checks his pocket watch.
Esther does not have a pocket watch.
Ezra checks his sundial.
Dark out.
Okay.
First, we should see if Tiberius is better.
Actually, can you give me an order which you're going to go through?
Are we in the woods near Chuckles's?
No, you go through from the nightmare into the tree to come out the other side.
Gelidus and Owen first, because, you know, they're not the most courageous of our party. So we let them go first, then Skip and Tiberius, since he's cradling little Tibby. And then does it really matter?
I'll bring up the rear. You probably ought to get out of here.
Me? Why me?
You're just a little
All right.
guy.
Then Ezra, then Jana,
You
then
probably
Dirk,
have you probably have 7 hit points right now.
then Zerwin. No, I got 29. I'm good. Let's go fight that demon. Sorry, archdevil. Let's go fight that archdevil. Jana, aubergine.
Okay. All right. So the first thing that you all notice when you come out is that you are not in the same place you were when you went in. You are in a similar sense. You're on top of a very slight rise and a very small clearing and woods. However, it is definitely not the same woods you entered into, even though it is the same tree. It's much colder, and the woods here are all pine. Big, thick, tall pine. And there's a little bit of snow on the ground. There is someone in the clearing with you.
Just
Bundo.
block. Oh,
Oh, Bundo. You
Bundo
sight
is
of sore eyes.
sitting on he's wearing a big thick winter cloak, and next to him is a some sort of like animal that you don't recognize, a giant hairy woolly thing, and it's got a bunch of packs on it, and he turns to you. The first thing he does is he runs over to Tiberius, and he takes him from Skip, and he swaddles him in a big blanket. Okay, you came out here. That's good. That's way better than it could have been. That means you'll probably live. Probably. Anyway. Is anyone badly wounded? Is anyone actually badly wounded? I don't think so.
No.
I mean,
we're all
do we still have exhaustion, or did that
Yeah,
kind of
no,
go
you
away?
still do. Yep.
no, we're all mostly okay-ish. We're all very, very, very tired.
I burned my finger.
I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. All right. First things first, packs. Get yourself some winter gear. The cold and the wind are biting into you right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're all, or most of us are probably wearing the winter gear, but it's all soaking wet from the nightmare. So
Oh, did you go in with winter gear?
I had all of the winter gear from when we were in the mountains. I put it in the bag of holding, so I like passed it around to anybody who wanted
Oh,
it when we got to the nightmare.
very good. Yes. Exchange that wet winter gear for this less wet winter gear then. If you'd like, or you can wear the wet winter gear. I don't care. Either way, as whoever wants to change is changing, we didn't know where you're going to come out. I didn't know if you were going to come out. I'm glad you're out. The boy will be okay now. Well, I shouldn't say that. He'll survive. Skip, are you all right? Skip is like it looks like that once he like gave Tiberius over to Bundo, he looks like he's gonna fall over, and he actually does collapse. Bundo says, "Okay, there's a cave. It's half a mile from here. Can we pick Skip up and get there? Do you guys have enough juice in the tank for that?"
Sure.
Yeah, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
have Owen and Galatus will do it.
All right, let's go. It is like it's not like blizzard, right? It's just like fucking cold mountaintop. Um, and it's probably early autumn, um, which is disconcerting because you went in during late summer, um, and you are sort of going down and like slightly, across this sort of ridge line. So you're not going like straight down the mountain. You're going sort of across and down. After a while, sure enough, there is a cave. Inside the cave mouth, there is a like fire pit that doesn't have a fire currently going, but there are supplies there. There's also food and water, if anybody's hungry. It's rations and half frozen water, but it'll do. If you're hungry, you can refresh yourselves a little bit. Bundo gets a fire going, and he says, "Okay, I will take the first shift, but actually, I'll take the first 2 shifts. But eventually, even I'm going to have to sleep here. I've been up for a while waiting for you. I didn't know exactly when you'd come out, if you were going to come out at all. Um,
How did you even suspect we'd come out here?
well, I have someone waiting at the other locations. This
How
was
did you know about the locations?
because I've been to all of them, I think.
How
And
long has it been since we went in?
a couple of weeks.
So you knew how to get into the nightmare?
Yes, I've always known how to get into the nightmare.
So you knew where the kids were going all this time?
I suspected. Did you find the children?
We've
We saw lots of kids in there being tortured.
Yeah.
or torturing themselves.
You're wondering why I didn't go in.
I'm just wondering why you didn't tell us.
Hmm. I did. I'm the one who gave you the key. I'm the one who put the information there. I just needed to find out exactly what was happening, and I have. All the crumbs that you picked up are crumbs that I left.
Why not just tell us?
No offense, Serwin, but I didn't fucking know you. I've known you guys for like a week before you did this. When you committed and you jumped in, that was good enough for me. I'll also answer the question you're going to ask next, which is why didn't I go in? And the answer is because I can't. I'm not allowed. Armoros will not let me. Also, I think if I did go in, I would be torn apart. But that's a theory that I'm not going to test.
Who are you?
That's the correct question, Zerwin. For now, let's just say that I'm a friend and I'm here to answer the questions that I can. You did good. You did very good. And I'm very sorry for all that's happened to you.
Should we get some rest?
You look like you need it.
Ezra goes to bed.
Is this a short rest, a long rest?
Why don't you take a long
Konkshu.
rest?
Konkshu.
Everyone could take a long rest, which you desperately need.
I mean, my next question was going to be, what's that weird animal with all the packs on it? I wasn't going to ask why he didn't go in.
Also, I'm snuggling my axe when I take my long rest.
You will all have dreams during this long rest, and unsurprisingly, they are all going to be nightmares. I'll let you fill in the details on those.
What a refreshing change of pace.
When you wake up, you see that Bundo is also sleeping, and Owen has taken the next shift. He's kept a fire going, and it has become full nighttime outside. It wasn't nighttime outside when you emerged. It looked like it was maybe morning.
Is Bundo asleep?
Bundo's sleeping.
You said.
All right.
Can we try to, I don't know, perception or investigate so we can kind of get a sense of where we are?
Excellent question. I'm not sure how you would do that, but
Ezra, aren't you from the
I'm from the
Feywild?
Feywild. The Fey Kingdom is different than the Feywild. Ezra squints and looks around. Does this look like the Feywild?
so actually, Ezra, you are from the Fey Kingdoms. It's just I've changed the names here, but it's all part of the Feywild. There's the Feywild here is split into two sections. One is the kingdoms, and one is the wild. And this does not look like the kingdoms. There is no sense of it. Where's Albert Rodeo? There it is. If you look to the left of the map of Drunel Hall, you'll see the map of this island.
We're up in the mountains.
Yes, you see that little finger of blue that juts out towards the south part of the mountains?
Finger of blue. Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's where y'all are. Skip is awake now, and he points it out on the map. Tiberius is still sleeping.
Skip, did you know about the nightmare?
No. Well, I mean,
Other than what we found out?
yeah, no. We're really out, right?
I mean, it looks that way.
Thank you. I
Don't mention it.
couldn't have done this without you guys. Tiberius would still be in there and I'd be dead. That's the blunt truth of it.
Welcome.
We have to get Tiberius back to his father in order to prevent a war, if it hasn't already started.
Yeah, we don't even know where he would be, right? Oh, and how long's Bundo been out?
5 or 6 hours.
Should we wake him up, Skip?
Yeah, we should. Skip goes over and shakes Bundo, who wakes really oddly. Like, Skip just barely touches him, and Bundo's eyes like are just open. And then he seems totally not like there's no slumber, there's no shake off, there's no. He's just there.
Good morning. Or good evening.
How's everybody feeling?
Could use a drink.
He pulls out a flask of wine and throws it to you.
Okie dokie.
Share that. Okay, what happened?
I'll took a nap.
No,
Oh, Ezra relays the story. First we all put on some winter clothes. You saw that part. They got wet because it was like a swamp. We wandered through the swamp for what felt like days. We found a scary little hut with a haggish puppet inside who was eating a child. Let's skip to the end. Then we found this village, and yeah, it was awful. We
There's a
found
guy.
Tiberius at the bottom of the well. There was a guy stapled to a mattress. Wait, where's Mattress Man? Did he come through with us?
What did he do when we saw Amoros? We didn't even ask.
yeah, you cannot recall.
Any of this sound
Uh,
familiar to you, Bundo?
No, I know this plane exists. I know what it's for. I have no idea what happens there. It is impenetrable by any
Why
means
would
of magic.
why wouldn't Amoros let you go in?
Because in some really primal way, I am the opposite of his type of magic. I am, for all intents and purposes, I am the guardian of wild magic on this plane.
Good enough for me. What's been going on out here while we were in there?
I've been trying to avert a war.
How's it going?
Not great.
Oh, Christ.
Do you have other questions for me, though? I want to be as transparent as I can be now that I've had to keep you in the dark for a little while.
I mean, I think
Who won the contests?
I don't know.
Is it the existence of the nightmare that's corrupting the magic?
No.
Or, okay.
No. The nightmare is growing stronger. and it's starting to infect this realm. But I think of the nightmare as a symptom. It could be that Armoros is the root of the problem, or it could be something else. I don't
Okay.
know. He used to have some lieutenants, let's say, that helped him, and he's since destroyed or began experimenting on all of them.
Do you know how what's his name escaped the nightmare? Who's the guy who escaped the nightmare?
Alvinius?
Alvinius.
I have no idea.
Hmm.
I would very much like to know. But this is where he came out.
Same tree.
Same tree.
Did you know that Linda was experimenting in there?
You saw Linda in there? Did you tell him that whole part about Linda?
Yeah.
Oh.
Linda saved us.
No, I did not know that. And
She didn't make it.
She didn't tell us how long she was doing it for, right?
She had been searching for a long time, but she had been scouting around in the nightmare for about a month, which means she started only shortly
Okay.
before we met her.
Okay. So she's not the reason that Alvinius got out of there, is what I was kind of getting at. She hasn't been doing it for that long.
No.
Okay.
I did not know anything about Linda. So there's a portal to the nightmare in her basement, is what you're telling me?
Yes.
That's what she said.
Well, fuck. Um, well, anything else I can answer? Because we should probably try to get back to Junal Hall, and we have to go around this range to get there. Unless any of you are expert rock climbers. Ice climbers, I should say.
Was anybody else taken while we were in there?
Any more children, you mean?
Yeah.
No.
Huh.
Why do you ask?
Just curious. He told us if we stayed, he would let all the children go. Seems like a fucking liar, though. So.
Yeah. He's I mean he's not by any measure of sanity that I've encountered a sane person. He doesn't even make sense. Like I've read some of the stuff he's written. It's like verging on incoherent. I or maybe I just don't understand. Maybe he just speaks such a foreign language that I can't grasp it, but he is I would like very badly to see him destroyed. But that's not a thing that I can do or you. In the meantime, I would like very badly to see all of you safe and well. So I can offer a guidance around these mountains, or you could
Oh
go into the
no.
wild.
Oh no.
That is not a D&D related oh no.
Bundo is saying that he can offer us a guidance.
Yeah.
I mean, you said something about mountain climbing. Why don't we all just feather fall down the mountain?
Well, I would like us to get around. We got to go around to get back to Junal Hall. If I where do you want to go and what do you want to do?
We have to go to the Emperor and bring him his son. We got to tell him what's happening. We got to not take no for an answer if he says he's going to start a war. And if he says if he gives any indication that Skip's awake now, right? Is Skip nearby?
Yeah, he's here.
Is Tiberius still asleep?
Tiberius is still sleeping.
If the Emperor gives any indication he's still going to go to war, we're going to depose him and replace him with this guy. And Ezra motions to Skip. I've been planting the seeds, Skip. Anyone who will listen, I'll ask what they would think if you were the Emperor. So. I may have committed some light treason.
Supposing that I even wanted that job, which I very distinctly do not, how would you propose getting around the legions?
I mean, we would figure that out when we had to figure it out. I don't think it's going to get to that point. Like you said, it's best to act like your brother knows everything. So he'll know that it would be a bad idea to go to war if it's not absolutely necessary once we bring his son back.
Okay.
And we'll fall down that mountain if we have to. Hopefully we won't.
Well, Bundo speaking, I've brought enough supplies to get us around the mountains, but it's going to take a couple days. All right. We should leave at first light, which looks like it's going to be in a couple of hours. I need to ask a few questions first, since we have a few minutes. So you told him the whole story, correct?
Yes, every detail, despite me being silly about it in game terms.
Dirk, what happened to you when you went into Mattress Man's mind?
I went to a place that was, yeah, I think I probably just entered, his mind. I just entered his mind, and I was in a place that was just like not cool. But then, um, like a version of him, sort of attacked me, and he started. Anyways, he attacked me. Yeah, he attacked me, and all of a sudden I was in the well.
Sounds really hard, I'm sorry.
Sure. Yeah. Anyways, we got out.
The Mattress Man, the different version of the Mattress Man, did he look the same?
Mostly,
But
like, kind of not.
younger?
Yeah. Yeah, like a little bit. A little bit, maybe. Yeah.
Armoros is very good at putting people in hells of their own making.
Okay.
And he has the magical power to bind you there. That what you did, Dirk, was incredibly dangerous and probably foolish, but may have been an incredible boon because the fact that one of Armoros's former lieutenants was willing to help you, even in this tiny, tiny way. I don't know what you did there, but that might pay off later. You should
Okay.
keep that in mind. Whatever happened, that creature used to be a very powerful devil and is now just another one of Armoros's experiments in pain and suffering, and probably resents it. And by no means do I think that the mattress man is a good person, but the trick of demons and devils is that they hate each other almost as much as they hate the rest of the universe. And that can be useful.
So remember that if I read the mattress mind,
Just something to keep
they'll.
in mind going
Okay.
forward. Any advantage, any tiny snippet could be useful,
You got it.
but you
Oh,
couldn't get into the last one.
just keep it present.
One note: how do we know how children were being stolen and taken into the nightmare?
No, because they're not going through the trees. I specifically posted guards at the trees. That's why Chuckles lives where he does, as a favor to me.
Mm. Okay.
There are some Aarakocra that we can contact in the morning to help us on our trip. Do you know what that is? Oh, you met one, Glocta. Um, yeah. I think you should come up with a plan as a group as to what you're going to do if you make it back to Journal Hall in time to stop things. Or if you don't, what if the war is already happening? What then? I've been up on this mountain for a week. I'm a little out of touch.
Skip,
And
if you think, if now that we have Tiberius back, do you think that we could talk your brother down?
Nope. At this point, my brother has likely passed on from his son's death and has moved into how can I turn this into a political advantage? He can always make more children. At least that's what he's going to think about it. Sons and daughters are a dime a dozen. All it takes is a willing woman, and he's got plenty of those. Excuses to fight a war and gain territory on the Fey Kingdoms, those are few and far between.
well, how long is it gonna? I mean, if was he at Journal Hall the last that you knew?
Who are you talking to, Bundo?
Yeah.
Yes. No, nothing. Um, nothing significant had changed.
And it'll take us at least a couple of days to get there from here, right?
Yeah. So these trees can pass you to other realms, but you cannot go from tree to tree, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So we could go through this tree and get to the Fey Kingdoms or, you know, Faerun, but we can't get to the other trees. And traveling through sometimes leads to the nightmare and sometimes doesn't. I should say you could go through. I can't. We're gonna have to take if we want it to be reliable to get back to Juno Hall, we're gonna have to take the long way around.
All right. Well, we should probably. Is the sun up yet?
Yeah, we can start. We can start the journey. Actually, we can probably end the game early tonight. Like we'll just say that Unless there's something specifically you want to do, we'll say that you get on your way and that you have rescued Tiberius.
Do we have any, other than Tiberius and him hopefully remembering his time in the nightmare, do we have any evidence from the nightmare? I'm asking the whole group.
There's
We should definitely check Gillis' pockets.
Yeah, there's one person that might, and it's going to be Geldis, and he's not here, so you're going to have to hold on that.
Yeah, we don't have anything else, right? Okay. Because he's, the Emperor is the kind of person who's going to want hard evidence.
It sounds like he doesn't care, though, from what Skip is saying. He would rather fight a war than
No,
not.
but well, the people who are close to him are loyal to him. But if we have real evidence and he still ignores that real evidence, that might mean something for the other people in the room. Because I don't know.
If
What do you think?
if he is using this as an excuse to go to war, then we need to keep Tiberius hidden and safe. Because
Yeah, he would kill Tiberius if he thought he could use it.
also
Do
technically
as the Romans do.
Tiberius, exactly. Technically Tiberius has a stronger claim to the emperorship than I do. Much.
Well, maybe it could be a temporary thing. Maybe you'd be more agreeable to it if it was only a temporary thing.
Also, there's Otho, who's
Gesundheit.
going to be a problem.
Nah. I mean, I'm a magic user and I've never been a problem. So
Bondo, do we think that how do we why do we or how did what's her name get pulled into the nightmare? Who's strong enough to do that?
To pull in whom?
Who's the tree woman who died?
Azadarel?
Zadarel.
I have no idea. Armoros himself. I know almost nothing about the nightmare. Only that it exists, that there are these entrances, that it has a purpose. Like all the you know more about the details of the nightmare than I do.
Did the worm come from the nightmare?
What worm?
When we were at the thing that swallowed.
Bill knows, but Bunda wasn't there.
Yeah, I explained it to him.
Yes, that is definitely a nightmare.
But we don't know how. Okay.
Do you think that this is happening at Journal Hall just because of the convenience of the ley lines there? Or do you think that Armoros chose this location for an ulterior motive? And this has been going on for hundreds of years, right?
I think the nightmare has other entrances and exits and other planes besides this one.
So
And the
that this could
reason
be
that
happening elsewhere.
it almost certainly is. And the reason that Armoros chose Drunel Hall as one of them is because of its proximity to both the Fey Wild and the Fey Kingdoms.
Okay.
All right. Look. You did it, team. I put you through a bunch of nightmares and you got through and you did some unexpected things that I think are actually going to be really useful. So, good job. You deserve a kudos. And you saved Tiberius, which was not guaranteed. It was going to be a lot harder, but Dirk, pulled an amazing. A stupid, but also an amazing. Um, So yeah. Why don't you give each other Danger Awesome points for the evening, and I will poll the crowd and see if anybody who is watching right now and who can hear me would like a chance to win either dice or a dice bag.
Oh, hey, I can get rid of my exhaustion.
Yeah. So does a long rest get rid of exhaustion, Bill?
It does. It is the only thing that gets rid of exhaustion.
All of it?
Indeed, all of it.
Also, I didn't get attuned just from one night with the axe, right?
Correct, you did not. If you want dice, please type dice in chat now. I see they okay Watcher 87, and of course,
Ezra
Rufoxy
gives his
Proxy.
Danger Awesome point to Dirk because I really liked the roleplay down in the well in the maze
I see you,
about
Tava.
not wanting to go any farther.
Yeah.
I give mine to Ezra for trying to jump through a window and just running into a brick wall. It's funny
Yep.
in my head watching it.
Yep. Yeah. Once I said it, I was like, "This is gonna hurt."
I'll give
Who
mine to
else?
Ezra for having a plan, at least in the Nightmare Maze.
Man, my D&D Beyond won't let me update my notes.
I give mine to Ezra too.
Oh, it did let me update my notes. Thanks, guys. Got the triple crown.
3 people for dice, that's it? Just they okay, Real Foxy Proxy, and Tawa? Anybody else want dice out there? Just seeing if everybody else wants dice from the crowd who was watching, because at one point we had 18 people watching, and I assume that many of them want dice, but now maybe only 3 are still awake. I got to give mine to Dirk again, because that was really excellent roleplay. I believed it. I really believed it. Nice. Roddy, I see you, Roddy. I can't get this dice bag open. Maybe I can't give away these dice because I can't get the dice bag open. There we go. Look at these guys. Oh, this is cool. Here we go. You ready?
Wow.
God.
I'm gonna eat
The
this one.
colors.
Just kidding.
Hey, is that aubergine?
I don't know what aubergine is. Is that a real thing? No, I'm just kidding. It's. I think my sibling was talking about aubergine the other day. Yes, I'm gonna roll the dice. You know what? I should roll one of these dice to see who gets these dice. So we've got they okay. You're gonna be 1. Foxy Proxy, you're gonna be 2. Tava, you're gonna be 3, and Roddy, you're gonna be 4. Oh, I got a 4-sided dice. I could roll that one. Are you ready for that? You guys ready? Here we go. It is a 1. That was they okay Watcher 87. Congratulations. They even come with this handy dandy teeny mini bag. Well done. Congrats. All right, y'all. Oh, and from the crowd, since I have at least 4 of you attention, who gets the Danger Awesome point from the crowd tonight? That is, which player did you think was both dangerous and or awesome this evening the best? And then we will call it. Dirk. Dirk. It's Dirk. It's Dirk's all the way down. It's like turtles. It's Dirk's all the way down. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. We
Thanks for
will see
watching,
you.
everyone.
We will see you next week, y'all. And we'll see what happens if the players can avert a war next week.